another episode of Classic Dallas Cowboys Talk with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Let's not waste no more time. Let's get right to it. So, I was watching Barry Switzer's very first press conference as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and it had me cracking up laughing, man. It literally had me cracking up laughing, and about halfway through it, man, Barry Switzer was like, "I hope I can do just as good a job as Jimmy Johnson, and I know that's damn sure what you're hoping. That's why I am here." He said, "I want to start hard to my heart, bro. I'm ready to go." He said, "Don't you worry, Cowboy fans. Get ready to see the Dallas Cowboys be the best in the NFL. We got a job to do, and we're going to do it, baby." Well, yeah, so Barry Switzer's first press conference had me cracking up laughing, okay? And so, I remember Darren Woodson had this to say about Barry Switzer. He said Barry Switzer would ask Darren Woodson about his wife and kids. No, that's the type of coach he was. No, not just a football coach, but Darren Woodson said he doesn't want to know how you're doing out in football. He wants to know how you're doing outside of football. And Darren Woodson said that black players gravitated to Barry Switzer because he was open. Okay. And so Charles Haley also had something unique to say about Barry Switzer. Charles Haley said Barry would take you on what he called a man walk. Okay. So Barry Switzer would take you on a man walk. Charles Haley said this. He said he would take you on a man walk and he would curse you out for about 5 minutes. Just straight curse you out for about 5 minutes. He said you can either be a punk or you can either be a man. Switzer would curse you out for about 5 minutes. So then he would also say, "Now I want you to go back over there and just act like I told a joke." Okay, so also the playmaker Michael Irvin. He also has some pretty good things to say about Barry Switzer. He said when players would bring their kids around, when players for the Dallas Cowboys would bring their kids around, Michael Irvin said Barry Switzer will go and seek them out. Okay. Barry will go out and seek out Michael Irvin's kids. He would go out and seek out Bill Bates' kids. Barry Switzer would go and seek them out. Okay. And so Michael Irvin said, no, that was big. Now, Barry Switzer would seek out Cowboys players' kids and just play with their kids and whatnot. So, good football coach. 12-4, 10-6, and 97 was a rough year at 6-10. But I believe he is one of only 3 head coaches to win a national college championship and the Super Bowl. I think Dick Vermeil, Jimmy Johnson, and Barry Switzer. Okay. To the best of my knowledge, I believe that is the only 3 that have done it. Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, and Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil actually led UCLA to a Rose Bowl victory. Okay. Jimmy Johnson won a national title with the Hurricanes. Switzer did with Oklahoma. So yeah. Yeah, Barry Switzer just wasn't a football coach. He was, a kind of like a kind of like a may have been like kind of like a second father to some players on the roster. Um, like Michael Irvin said, Barry Switzer will come and seek your kids out. Emmitt Smith had this to say about Barry Switzer. He said Barry Switzer's philosophy forced the Cowboys to grow up as men. Okay. Um, you know, Barry Switzer had a philosophy. You know, these are grown men, and I shouldn't have to supervise grown men, and I trust them to make the right decisions. Okay. Well, doesn't quite work out that way. Doesn't quite work out that way. Okay. Of course, Leon Lett got suspended for a few games in 1995. There was oh yeah, many of y'all don't know this, but one of the Cowboys' assistants, John Blake, okay, this was during the 1995 season. One of the Cowboys' assistants actually accused Troy Aikman of being racist. Okay, I kid you not. I kid you not. And all of that stemmed from when they were playing the Washington Redskins at home. Okay, and Kevin Williams, the wide receiver, he ran the wrong route. Okay. He ran the wrong route. And Troy Aikman got pissed. And Troy Aikman was like, Kevin, get this effing right, okay? Run the right route. Get this effing right. Well, to some players on the roster, oh hell, I can go in ahead and say it, to players like Deion Sanders, that smelled of racism. Okay, that smelled of racism. To Deion Sanders and John Blake, that smelled like racism. I kid you not. Go and read Jeff Pearlman's book. Okay, go and read Jeff Pearlman's book. Boys will be boys. Okay, and Switzer called Darren Woodson in his office to talk about it. Okay, and Darren Woodson was like, "Hey, that's what I expect out of Troy. He's the leader of the team. That's what I expect." And so I believe Troy Aikman ended up begrudgingly apologizing to Kevin Williams for cursing at him on the field. And it was after that where Aikman Switzer really had no relationship after that. So yeah. But yeah, those are just some of the things that went on when Barry Switzer was the head coach. Now let's backtrack to 1990 for a second. The Troy Aikman Steve Walsh debate. Okay, so Steve Walsh was still on the roster early in the 1990 season. Okay, he was still on the roster, and they were playing the Giants in week 2. The Cowboys were. They were playing the Giants in Texas Stadium, and the only touchdown the Cowboys had was when Alexander Wright returned a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Okay, but other than that, the Cowboys lost 28-7 to the Giants in week 2. And so it was late in the game where Jimmy Johnson actually ended up pulling Troy Aikman out of the game, and he inserted Steve Walsh as the Cowboys were down 28-7 in the fourth quarter. Okay. And so they play Washington a few weeks later in Washington, okay? And the Cowboys are driving down the field potentially for the game-winning score, okay? And I made a video a few weeks back how Jimmy Johnson hated to lose to the Washington Redskins, okay? So the Cowboys are driving down. Okay. They're driving. Aikman draws back to pass, and he throws an interception to Todd Bowles, okay? Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach Todd Bowles, okay? He throws an interception to Todd Bowles, and Jimmy, he hated losing. He hated losing, but he hated losing to the Redskins. And there was some talk that Aikman would lose his job to Steve Walsh, but never happened. Didn't happen. Steve Walsh was traded to the Saints shortly thereafter. And Aikman was the guy. But in Jimmy Johnson's mind, still not the guy, okay? When Aikman injured his knee in Washington late in the 1991 season, Steve Berline stepped in, led them to 5 straight wins. And as they went into the playoffs, Aikman was healthy. But Jimmy Johnson decided he was going to stick with what was working, okay? So Berline led the Cowboys to a 17-13 playoff victory over the Bears, okay? And started the following week against Detroit, in which we lost 38-6. And I believe it was in the second quarter where Jimmy Johnson pulled Steve Berline and inserted Troy Aikman. And Aikman was privately telling people, I'm sick of this. I am out of here. Okay? But Jimmy Johnson pulled him aside after the game and said, hey, Troy, you are my guy. You are my undisputed guy. Then Troy became the guy. Permanently became the guy, okay? Jimmy Johnson pulled him aside and said, hey, you're my guy from now on. Undisputed. And that's where it all started. That's where it all started. All right, that's it. And that's all for the Classic Dallas Cowboys Talk. I'm out of here. Peace out. May God bless you all.